Hey, I just want to tap in with a quick video that I had an idea for. Now, if you have a friend with sticky fingers, I've had a couple friends with sticky fingers growing up. Maybe friend would be a relative term, friend, but the sticky fingers was clear enough. You got to be careful what you leave around someone with sticky fingers. Now, someone that's dangerous, you got to be careful what you say and do around and say around someone dangerous. You got to be careful what you say around. Now, someone who's a poet or a writer, you got to be careful what you make them say or what you make them feel around you, because you may have just gave them ammunition or like a little bit of like good fortune that you didn't mean to. So I was talking with a neighbor less than 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I was about to hop up on something dangerous, and then I was like, I got a pop quiz for you. I was like, how you living, Biggie Smalls? And then she didn't know what the hell to do with that. I was I got that from I was watching someone, they were interviewing the TV host Candace Owens, and Candace Owens is a black woman, but she's not from the United States. I think she's from like the she may be like from the Caribbean or another area of the Americas, where she can speak English fluently and like perfect like fluent English, where you wouldn't be able to place where she was from, but she's actually not from like the continental United States and like some of the like the black church. So she was on, I think it was the Breakfast Club, and they're like, God is good. And she's like, I don't get it. And he's like, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you had grown up, now I can't act like I'm like from deep in the black church, but I did experience the black church in high school of my own volition. That might be the best way for a child to, or a person to experience churches, when it's of their own volition. So I was exposed to I had a close family friend, a close friend who, growing up around him, I had an inroad into the black culture, because I would spend a lot of time with him. So I grew up around like incense, and they'd have like beads instead of doors, and like I learned like things to like play spades, and I had a hell of a lot of fun playing spades with him, his older brother, and then his sister at school. Like his sister would take me to tour high school when I was in 8th grade, and I got to tag along with her as a 10th grader, and like they would be playing spades up in study hall, and that was just the coolest thing, man. It was cooler than the whole stupid school. I probably learned more lessons about life and seasoning either playing spades or by her later introducing me to cool upperclassmen, and then the church, which got me to read books. At school never got me to read books and to learn of my own initiative, having met her, but also playing spades around her. So actually spades is more important than high school, as it were. but so I had a little bit of like inroads into like the black community, and because it was always impressive to me, like just the eloquence, the culture, and when I say culture, I don't necessarily mean like media entertainment, but I mean like the actual like the seasoning and the etiquette and the formality, both in proper and improper things. There's a formality in both. There's like a dual form of formality, but but she didn't know what to do. That's so my neighbor. I'm a little bit older than her probably, because I grew up in the 90s, and that song was great, and then I was like, so the answer had been in mansions and giving ends. How you live in Biggie Smalls? In mansions, in Benzes, giving ends to my friends, and it feels stupendous. And I probably didn't say that with enough swag to pass my own test, but she was like, oh yeah, I just got done watching because I was saying that this thing I'm about to get on dangerous. There had been for all people ride Puff Daddy, pun intended. There had been in the 90s, he did a song like he sampled a rock and roll song of I'll Be Missing You to Biggie Smalls, and shout out to Puff Daddy for that song alone. Whatever he's done right and wrong, if he's done something wrong, then I think he'll make amends for that, and we all have to make amends and learn from what we've done. That's part of the gift of life, is that we get to enjoy life, and we get to make decisions that we get to benefit, enjoy, and also suffer from. But that amounts to learn. So we can make the choices to enjoy or to suffer, but we must learn in this life. That's part of our duty, because we're part of this existence, and this existence must always improve to stay viable, as anything must do to stay excellent. So thereby, by us being part of it, we are tasked with learning. As long as we shall exist, we shall be learning. That is improving. That is excelling. And if we slack on that, then somebody has to pay for it. Other people first, and ourselves, and other people, and ourselves, and ourselves. We have to make up the slack when we take shortcuts and fail. So I'm not trying to apologize for Puff Daddy, but just that song that he did that with for Biggie Smalls was a great song, and it influenced me in the late '90s. I think that was '97 because my best friend then, his mother had passed away. We lost her that summer. I took a trip out of town to like California, and when I came back, his mother was gone. I had been spending time at a hospital with my friend and his mother, who I didn't know how serious it was back then, and he didn't want me to see her because she wanted to see me, but he didn't want me to see her like that because I think it was like visible what she was going through, but she was lost. So that's and then also that summer we had like a lot of we had a basketball community, and there was a family from like Bangladesh that was just all about basketball. They were really cool. I think all of them became like doctors, if not pharmacists, that family in the Southwest. But their father, they had taken a trip abroad, and then they came back that summer of '97, like at the end, as I had just left, and their father passed away while running. I had mentioned in this video how difficult youth football was in the Southwest because of the altitude. Their father had actually passed away and had a heart attack running in the Southwest at altitude. It might have, he was getting on to about near about his fourth, I think maybe just around 40. But the altitude got to him, that he maybe didn't anticipate that. But that song is poignant to me. It reminds me of that summer. The song Men in Black reminds me of that summer, but also that song does. But I was saying that in that song, he was hopping up on a motorcycle, and there's a backstory to the music video that wasn't about Biggie Smalls, and it just shows someone getting on a motorcycle and dying like that on the highway. And for that changed the way I felt about motorcycles, because I'd been all about bicycles when I was a kid. But what I was about to say to her is that his ass might have been dead wrong. That was the first thing that he did that was dead wrong, is have people scared to get on a motorcycle, because there's certain things that you can't do without with fear. You need doubt. Like you do actually need fear to do it, but you need to overcome fear to do it well. But the fear is still important, but it must be overcome. So things that have us scared to live have us, that's what have you passing away like, damn, I didn't live. That's actually what's more scary than dying untimely or even maybe heinously, is to die without the opportunity to live fully. The Order Osho spoke about that when he referenced a man who was a very like outstanding academic, and then on his deathbed, Osho said, "You're not going to die." He said, "Why do you say I'm not going to die? The doctors say I'm going to die." He said, "You can't die because you haven't lived yet." And he was like, "Damn, you know, if you hadn't said that, I wouldn't get to die. I wouldn't actually fully get to die, even though I may be passing away." So you have to become comfortable with, and maybe even have a taste for death, not to choose death, or to flirt, not to flirt with death or to tempt death, but to be comfortable with the idea of death is a part of living congruently, so as to meet death when we inevitably must, fully head on, dead on, and look death in the eye. That's the best way, I think. That's how the Japanese would appreciate it, according to the book Oh by Daisuke Suzuki, is they like to get the shit over with in outstanding style, live with style, and also die with style, according to the spirit of the samurai. But the taste of the samurai. But all I meant to say is that what I wanted to talk just a little bit about actually Puff Daddy, because that speaks to my video that I did about paternalism, and I wanted to highlight the series because that neighbor was referencing that she had been engrossed with the Puff Daddy series. That's significant that she would say that. But then also, I had friends when I was becoming a professional just out of the pandemic, and there was a series about Jeffrey Dahmer, and it's kind of strange because that fall, so the fall of 2022, I got my CDL to become a school bus driver in the summer, training in the end of spring, early summer of 22. I got my license in midsummer of 22. I had my first, I did summer school in a small school bus for young children doing summer school. Then immediately when that was over, I got commissioned by my company to do they call it over yonder, or it's like an over yonder assignment, where you do a route in another state or town or city or maybe even country, but it was at least another state and town over, and to help support them with the back to school, because they went back 2 weeks before us and they were shorthanded, but it was the same company with like a strong pay at that time. And it was actually Milwaukee, no less, is where I was at. I got to experience Milwaukee, and I met some really seasoned people there. You actually can't fake certain swag, and they have some real swag in those cities like South Milwaukee, because you get fed like a lot of the South, like Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis, Kentucky, what have you, and they're having real swag there. But that's actually what Jeffrey Dahmer's stomping grounds was. And then that fall of 22, there was a series that proliferated. It was very popular about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I want to talk about the significance of both those series. But I'm gonna do some work first and tap back in with this.